Before I dive into this next bake, I just want to tell you about how today I discovered that my oven was acting up. I went to dehydrate our first harvest of elderberries at 125 degrees Fahrenheit, only for the oven to start smoking. And you might think, why is Brittany telling me this? But I promise, it comes back around in the end. Just hang tight. Hi everyone, my name is Brittany B.A. Franck. Welcome to my little corner of the internet, and more specifically to my Bake With Me series. This is a series in which I attempt to recreate every baked item mentioned in my cozy debut novel, A Daisy in Lily's Valley, while chatting about the story. At the start of the novel, Emiliana's mom, who also happens to be her boss at their family-run bakery, announces that LV Baked Goods will be hosting a competition open to all the employees. The task? Come up with a delectable baked good that can be mass-produced for the busy holiday season. By the time we hit the Florentines chapter, Emiliana is being run ragged at work while simultaneously testing every idea she has for the competition, because for her, it's not just about winning, but also about showcasing an incredible dessert secretly gluten-free, because why can't everyone win, herself included? Crafting these Florentines has always been fun, and it's absolutely one of my favorite easy-to-assemble recipes. I've even included 3 optional flavors at the back of my novel for you to try. And today, everything seemed to be working out great. It tasted delicious, it smelled so good, and that was until it came time to bake the actual Florentines. Now, remember when I mentioned that today, when I decided to bake them, I discovered our oven was acting up? Yeah, well, I seem to have forgotten that bit of information and wound up totally burning the outer edges of the Florentines with only 5 minutes left on the bake time. I quickly pulled them out of the oven and used the mason jar to separate the worst bits from the centers, which looked to be all right, but I forgot to quickly remove the cookies from the still incredibly hot pan, so the bottoms continued to cook and burn. My bad. By the time I'd noticed, it was way too late and I was committed, so I trudged onwards. I set them aside to cool before dipping them in the melted chocolate from earlier, and then I popped them into the freezer to solidify. This is when I realized I had extra chocolate left over, and I was like, awesome, I'm going to try to make another batch, but this time, check the oven regularly so that nothing burns. Unfortunately, I'd already used the last of the coconut milk when I'd made that chia pudding. My efforts to not waste any ingredients meant I couldn't do a second batch. I was stuck with the one I'd made. But you know what? It didn't turn out as badly as I thought. There were definitely still some bitter, burnt sections that kind of reminded me of a burnt marshmallow, but without the extra sweetness to take away any of the aftertaste. I bet Emiliana never ran into this issue working at a corporate bakery. I'm sure their ovens were always pristine and perfect. But what's the fun of baking if we don't make a few mistakes every now and again?